Sanov is here. Hi, Sanov.
Oops. Okay. So we're just about almost there. Another couple minutes, and we're ready to rock
2
and roll
minutes.
tonight. Bordeaux, and boy, do you look Bordeaux-ish, I'll tell you. Fantastic.
I think Bubbles is here.
Is Bubbles here somewhere? Really? Did you see
She's
Bubbles somewhere?
I just sent her TP. She's online.
Oh, fantastic. I haven't seen her. Hello, Yvonne. Oh, nice to see you. This is so sweet.
Hello, Bardo.
Yeah, we raced, by the way. I got out of jail last week. I want to thank a lot of you, including Pearlie and Dr. Fran, who are here. We got out of jail before anything happened to me.
Oh.
Did you see the picture? Did you see the picture that Big Sil put?
No.
I'll see if I can get it. I can't guarantee. Someone keeps farting. You're right, Catboy.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody keep an eye on anybody here. We got to figure it out. Let us know.
There's
We
Bubbles.
Hey,
Bubbles
I
is
can
here.
see up your
Hello,
dress.
Bubbles. All right.
Oh, you farted.
A few messages from people I will not be able to talk to. That's great. You know what I like about Second Life? None of us ever really get well enough to leave for good.
Right.
Like the Roach Motel.
That's correct. That's all there is.
Pretty true.
Except
Well, if you
there's
leave
some interest-
Second Life, you have to watch television.
All right, well,
Yeah.
there we are. The show is on, and we're ready to rock and roll tonight. There's a whole bunch of things. We don't know what the heck is going on tonight, by the way. So for those of you who are new, this is sort of improvisational. We get a lot of lag. We get a lot of complaints. And some people don't come back. You know, what can I tell you? So I really thought it was quite interesting. I don't know how many of you, we had a heck of a week with that whole Boston thing, We lost the town of West Texas. Nobody gave a shit. They didn't even have a news on that, But anyhow, it was interesting because the federal government has charged this fella. And don't you ever notice, like, these names? They're spelled DZJXYLZONTZB.
I'd like
you
to
try
buy a vowel,
pronounce it,
please.
and they go, their name is Joseph. Oh, okay, I got it. All right, Joseph. But it was really kind of interesting because he's being charged using a weapon of mass destruction. Now, I thought, if George Bush, W, had only known, he could have looked for pressure cookers in Iraq, and it would have been a lot easier.
It's like, oh, we found a
I
pressure
hear the
cooker.
trial of this Joseph guy, it's going to be on the Food Network. Yeah, you gotta love it, pressure cooker. Unbelievable. They shut all of Boston down
Yep.
to find a 19-year-old boy, right? Gotta think about that, yeah. Anyhow, I like his father. His father said they didn't do it. No, right. Oh, I got a Twitter. Geo retweeted 5 p.m. Thank you. That was very nice. A retweet. Here we go. So we're on. We're rolling. I think we sent out all the messages. Everything's up and running. TweetDeck is out there. How about somebody tweeted today that the White House had been bombed and the market fell like
Yeah.
100 points.
Oh, Associated Press.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they
got hacked.
hacked them. Yeah.
I had clients call me and said, did I notice that? I said, no, I don't watch your account that closely. So I want you to know, just so you know, this is the news. I don't know if you know this, but Philip Rosedale has announced Third Life. He is creating
Yes.
a whole new virtual world called,
Fidelity.
High Fidelity is the name of the new place. Right. Yeah. Like that's you would think he'd come up with a better thing than High Fidelity. I have records that were High Fidelity. What the hell? Yeah. Right. Yep. But anyhow, there is on Hamlet O. He has a whole thingamajiggy on it, and you can go look at it if you want, and you can play this whole new unlimited detail real-time rendering technology where, in other words, to give you an example, you could have 1 trillion plus prims on your property, and it wouldn't create any lag whatsoever, okay?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, well, it's like that. They made it into atoms or something like that. Or they just, what is this? What is this? Somebody just said, please remove me. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. From your spammy list. From your spammy list Just here.
Tell us their name so we can remove them from our
Yeah,
safety
just
list.
here 999 Halo Star. Would you just all send him a message, please?
That's all I am, never. Put it in local. We're all I am them.
Right, exactly. Just
Yeah.
well, I got rid of him. It's
Hey.
Halo. There, you can. Yeah, right. So anyhow, there's where that is. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a very new virtual world. Yeah. With Philip Rosedale running it, it's going to be so new that they're going to have updates every fucking day of the week.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He's apologized for being so rude. Somebody must have, whatever. But I'm going to delete him anyhow. So that's the end of that, right? So, yeah. So here are some things, okay? How many of you are trying to diet at this time of the year because you'd like to get into a bikini? Catboy, don't answer that, okay?
I won't. I wasn't going to say anything.
By the way, I decided to come out, so I actually put my First Life picture on the backboard here so you can see what I really look like. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So now this guy sends me. Would I tell about something he's working on? Stop spamming me, and I don't want to come to your show, but could you tell everybody about something I'm working on? Yeah, it'd be great.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. So here's one. I'm 5'11". What's my optimum weight? Easy. It's 5 times the diameter of your hand divided by 7 times 1/5 of your left ulnar. Yeah, there you go. That's yeah. I have a picture of 2 little girls. They're looking at a scale, and one says, "Don't step on it; it'll make you cry."
I've seen that picture. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like this one where the doctor and the guy is there, the big fat guy is there, and the doctor goes, "Yeah, well, it seems your weight is perfect. You just happen to be 11 feet too short." Yeah, exactly. I like that one too. Remember the one about, yeah, I'm in perfect shape. I'm round.
Round is the shape.
Yeah, here's one. If you put a crouton on your sundae instead of a cherry, it counts as a salad. Oh, I have to read you all something. I just want to read. This is from Doc Grun, okay? Yeah, this is from Doc. He just wanted us all to know the following. As you know, he was downsized at work again and have been off the last 3 weeks. But old dogs can learn new tricks, and once again, I'm back in the saddle with a huge corporation making more money than I ever have. That's the good news. The bad news is it's in Washington, D.C., 90 miles from my home for me, so I'll be spending half my day commuting and will not be home weeknights till 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or later. But I am finding an apartment halfway between here and there soon and will be living there during the week. A big change in my life, but one I feel I need to make. And as soon as I'm settled in my new place, I will be able to rejoin Lauren Live as a performer. I may be popping in during the show if I can get home by then. So send my love to all my dear friends at Lauren Live and make sure to tell Haley I don't have any fucking subjects. Okay.
I bet you're not here to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, I think he likes it that way.
So, yeah.
Well, what else
So
would he have
here's-
to bitch about if she gave him
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd give him a few vowels. So here's this gal. She's ordering from this guy and from the waiter. She says, I'm going to order a broiled skinless chicken breast, but I want you to bring me a lasagna and garlic bread by mistake. Here are 2 women, one standing there pregnant with a little thing on her shirt saying baby and pointing down at her stomach. And the woman next to her is pointing down at her stomach, says Burger Supreme Shaken Fries.
It's a food baby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. And here's one. Henny Youngman said, my wife is light eater. As soon as it's light, she starts to eat. I just figure a lot of people are trying to get into shape, so I figured we'd go there. The second day of the diet is always easier than the first. By the second day, you're off it. I'm starting a new program called the Pasta Diet. The Italians have been using it for centuries, and here are some simple steps. 1, you walk a pasta to bakery. 2, you walk a pasta to candy store. 3, you walk a pasta to ice cream shop. 4, you walk a pasta to table and fridge.
Nice.
Miss Piggy said, never eat more than you can fit. Oh, she lift. Now, my doctor told me to stop having intimate dinners for 4, unless there are 3 other people or some wells. Yeah, I started the Dr. Doolittle diet. That's where you don't eat food, you just talk to it. Anyhow. Don't you love all those? Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
Here's some marijuana jokes, too. There's a growing trend of older Americans who are using marijuana in their retirement. That makes sense because old people are always talking about their joints. Not that good.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. So anyhow, here we are, another wonderful day at Lauren's place with a fabulous group. We have Tamara Hayden, also known as Tamara, what's her last name? Anybody know?
Tamara Sands.
In here? Tamara Sands. Also, when she's stripping at the club, she goes as Tamara. I can't tell you the last name. Okay, never mind. You see seafood.
And look
yeah,
up-
right.
Look up Tamara Hayden in Google.
Yes.
It'll surprise you.
It will really surprise you. Yes, exactly. Right. Boy, that poor guy, 19 years old, that bomber, whatever it is, I say don't kill him. You know? I mean, can you imagine from 19 till death, no sex?
Oh, he's going to prison.
Yeah.
Sounds
Oh,
like
he'll
he's
be
getting
getting
married.
sex all right.
Yeah,
What
it
do
sounds
you
like
mean
he'll
no
get
sex?
Yeah, he'll get sex.
Just not the kind of sex he wants.
You don't know. Maybe it's a kind he's going to enjoy. You never
Yeah.
know.
I'm guessing he'll probably be a bottom a lot, though.
All I'm
Oh,
saying
you're going,
is
he's going to be a catcher.
butt
Is that
sex
what you're
not
saying?
that
Yeah.
bad.
Bottom
You
sex
just have
is
to
not
give it a
that
chance.
bad, right?
Butt sex,
Right.
it's not that bad. You just have to give it a chance.
Well,
Right.
And lots of
okay,
lube.
yeah, but I don't think that the guys giving it to him are gonna care about the lube and the
Yeah.
Drop the soap in the shower.
He's going to be
It's
amazed.
the
He's going to be
surprise
going
butt
to a
sex that
sim
hurts.
in First Life called
Someone's
Gore.
gonna like it.
That's more than I needed to know.
He's going to be a Kajira in prison. Anybody here Gorian in the house? Do we have any Gorian people in the house? Anybody? Yeah, there used to be so many people collared in Second Life. I just wondered, you know. I mean, it's got to be really terrible. I feel bad for masters that have 4 or 5 or 7 slaves, you know.
It's like, who's the real slave here? 'Cause you
Yeah,
don't know
exactly. Now, I thought we should do a movie. You know, Geo could do it. Escape from Gore, right? You know, you ever notice that masters love to tell their slaves, you must cook, clean, and do my laundry? You know what slaves say? You better be the best fuck in town when I'm done or I'm leaving. Right? Yeah. Anyhow. Yeah. How many of you remember the old days, you know, the 1200 board days? You remember that when you dial in and go...
Yeah.
You know, I was so used to getting sex that way that I had a girlfriend. I said, could you do that first? Because that really gets me turned off. Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend in Second Life once texted me while she was, she actually voiced me while she was in Second Life's text sex. Okay? And I said, what are you doing talking to me? She said that the guy she was with was too slow and too boring.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who could that be?
Yeah, who could that be, right? So, who is going to say who that was that's in the house tonight?
Oh.
I'm not going to say it. Hello, August Faha Sapa. Yeah. And let's thank Jamie Jordan, who's been getting this show together for how long, Jamie? Unbelievable. Phew. Yeah, before electricity.
Years.
Here's a first chat conversation, okay? The predator says, I'm 30, male. You? The victim, Melanie, says, I'm 17 and I'm studying. He says, where do you study? She says, JC, how about you? He says, I'm working now. She says, oh, I see. He says, what hobbies do you have? She says, I like to shop, go out with my friends, movies, but I'm feeling quite bored because it's school holidays right now. He says, oh, do you have a boyfriend? She says, oh, he's busy sometimes. He says, how long have you two been together already? She says, just a few months only. He says, oh, I see. As for me, I'm single. That was their first conversation, okay? That's when you get going. The second conversation was, hi there again. Melanie says, hello. So what do you usually do with your boyfriend? Okay, what couples usually do, like movies. I go to his place sometimes. Go to his place to do what? Do you mind if I ask? Do you have sex with him? Are you a virgin? I think your Friendster profile pics are very hot. Does anybody remember Friendster? Does anybody remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Oh God.
Whatever happened, friend? You know,
The precursor to MySpace.
yeah, MySpace. I remember MySpace, right? Yeah. And then what happened? Rupert Murdoch bought it, and that was the end of it. Yeah. Yeah. So then he says, so she
Justin
says, just
Timberlake
want to
bought it,
find
yeah.
out more about you. He wants to know. She says, we are very close. That's all I can say. He says, okay, you want to meet up? I can pick you up from your place. We have coffee. He says, okay, maybe in a little while. I'm quite bored also. How many people went out with somebody that you met virtually and then met them in first life? You know?
I did.
Did that ever happen to you, Catboy?
I'd rather not say.
We'd rather not.
You don't look
hear.
anything like what you...
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some good comedy coming up, and I can't wait for our dear friend Doc to be back with his stuff. We have all been missing him, right? Like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We missed Doc.
And we got to wish him the best, and thank God he's got a job now, because that's not easy. Anybody else unemployed in this room?
Yay.
All right,
Don't
let's
overraise
go on
your
to the
hands.
rest of the show, and let's bring up first to the stage. Let's see. All right. Well, you went first last week, didn't you, Catboy?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
All right. So, Bubble Pop, are you ready to get up here?
Bubble Pop. Woo!
Bubble pop. Yay.
Yay. Bubble
Did he
Pop.
say yes? Is he here?
We gotta cheer him on. We gotta encourage him.
My health, I
Yay,
turned my
Bubble
microphone on.
Pop.
Thanks.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, everyone.
Yay! Bravo! Hello, hello.
Hey.
Always
It's been a
dressed so
pretty
nice.
crazy week, and so crazy. I was gonna build a time machine, so I
Oh,
can
really?
go back in time and kill Adolf Hitler, and then I could change the world. But then I thought, what a stupid idea that would be. What if I kill Adolf Hitler, someone else takes his place, I come back here, and we're all wearing Charlie Chaplin mustaches? Horrible idea.
Even the ladies?
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
even the ladies.
Oh.
They're from Chechnya.
There
They
was-
got mustaches.
Yeah.
I was looking at the news reports, and I saw the IRS, the tax collectors, are now looking at our Facebook accounts just to make sure our business trips are really business trips, because they don't want to see you, drunk and passed out and stuff like that. But actually, I don't remember going on any business trips where I don't end up at least drunk, if not naked, in a pool.
Fun
See,
I
he
don't
works
know how
in Las
effective
Vegas,
that's
so-
gonna work. Yeah. I'm on a business trip in Las Vegas. Yeah. It's pretty crazy how the most boring sport in the world has now become the most dangerous sport in the world.
Curling?
X Games is a cakewalk compared to jogging.
Oh.
Not even NFL pro linebacker Ray Lewis can talk about laying hits on people while winning the Super Bowl without a, oh yeah, I ran the Boston Marathon 2013. Yeah. You wouldn't believe what I had to run through to even finish that race. Yeah, marathon runners now have street cred. NBC has announced Heidi Klum will be the new 4th judge on America's Got Talent. I didn't know looking hot in a swimsuit made you qualified to be a judge, but there you have it.
Yeah.
This might explain the sad affairs of TV broadcasting. Apparently all the good talent scouts that are good at finding new talent are, they're dead. They're all gone now. Just a couple chimps throwing darts at a dartboard is all that's left. All right, bring in the first set of monkeys. Give them 3 darts. Let's go. Let's get this going here. Foomp. Reality TV. Okay, I like that. I like where this is going. Foomp. A family. Okay, all right. Foomp. Ducks. Okay. Reality TV, a family, and ducks. That's what we're going to go with. All right, bring in the next set of monkeys. Foomp. Nerds. Okay, people like nerds. Foomp. High school. Foomp. Musical? Okay, I guess we're going to make a show about Glee Club. Foomp. Oh, they even do that with movies. Foomp. Horror. Foomp. Undead. Foomp. Abraham Lincoln. Okay.
All right. That's a winner.
That's how they make movies and TV now. And thanks to everyone here at Lauren's Place. That's all I have today. And I'll be.
Bravo! Let's give a big.
Yay, Bubble Pop!
Yay, Bubble Pop!
Bubble, we love you. Just keep working on all that stuff. We need another 20 minutes from you next week. By the way, I don't know. I mean, if you watch this whole thing in Boston, they shut down the whole city. They had the mayor, the governor, all that on TV. Was everybody watching all this?
Yes, how could you not?
Yeah, all I could think was, this reminds me of Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. You know, I really, when they shut down Gotham. Do you remember that? No,
Oh,
you
yeah.
watched that movie, right? Yeah, right. I was just hoping, that they'd finally get this guy, Joe, as his name is pronounced, and he'd have on the Heath Ledger mask.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. So anyhow, one of my friends once, this is a long time ago, but she said her friend asked her to come over and help her look for something. So she went over to the house, and her partner was lifting up furniture. Don't you love how you can lift furniture in Second Life? Wouldn't it be great in First Life? Just click on it and move it.
Yes.
Yeah. But looking under furniture, looking here and there. And she said, did you try Control-Alt-T? And he said, yeah, we tried that and whatever. So finally she went over to her friend and sort of whispered to her, what are we looking for? She goes, oh, I've lost my vagina. I mean, you're never going to get that said in First Life, right, girls? Are you ever going to say that ever? To one of your girlfriends? Gee whiz, I've lost my vagina.
Have you ever heard that song, Detachable Penis? Here, that actually means something.
Yeah. So, yeah, how many, talking about that, yeah, how many of you remember your first skin? Girls, you remember your first skin? Yeah, I knew guys were making these skins. I just knew it, man. I slipped on that skin and I said, that is not where my vagina is. Not at all. No wonder the guy keeps hitting the cervix. Yeah. I mean, seriously. Yeah. Oh, I hear somebody flying in here. It sounds like a helicopter's landing. You ever wonder why a doctor leaves the room when you're changing? What's the purpose of that, And all these things, they've upgraded everything, but they haven't upgraded yet those gowns. Yep, I mean, you're supposed to tie that piece of paper in the back, right? Yeah. I bring crayons with me, and I write all over them, so when they come in, they go, what the fuck is going on with this person? What? Yeah. Yep. So To fill in some time, we'll do an old one from way back because there are a lot of people in the room have never heard this, okay? And those of you that have, that's the way it goes, all right? But we have to use some old stuff because there are new people in the room. Everybody that's new and hasn't been here before, would you just raise your hand, please? How about those of you who have been here regularly, raise your hand, okay? Anyhow, here we go, all right? Everybody can hear, right? Yeah? And anybody who can't hear, please raise your hand. Right. And don't forget, in a half hour, we have Tamara Sands, also Tamara Hayden, and, you know, when she does porn, she has another name altogether, but we won't tell you what that name is, right? Is she in the room now? Thank God. Hey, Subliminal, how are you? So all hair removal methods have tricked us women, right? Right. Promises of easy, painless removal. How many of you gals have tried, hair, remove hair on your own? Anybody in here? Bardo, you ever try that? Yeah. We've tried the Epilady, scissors, razors, near, and wax, right? Now, my night began as any other normal weeknight. I came home, fixed dinner, played with the kids, and then I had a thought that would ring painfully in my mind for the next few hours. Maybe I should pull the waxing kit out of the medicine cabinet. So I headed to the site of my demise, the bathroom. It was one of those cold wax kits, those, no melting a clump of hot wax. You just rub the strips together in your hand. They warm up. You peel them apart, press them to your leg or wherever else, and then pull the hair right off. No muss, no fuss. I mean, how hard can that be? I mean, I'm not a genius, but I am mechanically inclined enough to figure this out. You think? So I pull one of the thin strips out. It's really two strips facing each other, stuck together, and instead of rubbing them, my genius kicks in, so I get out my hairdryer and heat it up to 1,000 degrees. Cold wax, yeah, right. I lay the strip across my thigh, hold the skin around it tight, and pull. It works, okay. Wasn't the best feeling, but it wasn't so bad. I can do this. Hair removal no longer eludes me. I'm a She-Ra, fighter of all wayward body hair and maker of smooth skin extraordinaire. Now, with my next wax strip, I move north. After checking on the kids, I sneak back into the bathroom for the ultimate hair fighting championship. I drop my panties and place one foot on the toilet, and using the same procedure, I apply one strip across the right side of my bikini line, covering the right half of my hoo-hoo and stretching down to the inside of my butt cheek. Yeah, it's a long strip. I inhale deeply and brace myself. I'm blinded from the pain. Oh, my God. Vision returning. I notice I've only managed to pull off half the strip. Oh, crap. Another deep breath in. Everything's swirly spotted. I think I may pass out. Must stay conscious. Do I hear crashing drums? Oh, breathe. Okay, breathe. Okay, back to normal. I want to see my trophy, a wax-covered strip, the one that has caused me so much pain with my hairy pelt sticking to it. I want to revel in the glory that's my triumph over body hair. I hold up the strip. There's no hair on it. Where is the hair? Where is the wax? Slowly, I ease my head down, foot still perched on the toilet, and I see the hair that should have been on the strip, and I touch it. I'm touching wax. Crap. I run the fingers over my most sensitive part of my body, and now it's covered in cold wax and matted hair. And then I make my next big mistake. Remember, my foot is still propped up on the toilet? I know I need to do something, so I put my foot down. Damn, I hear the slamming of a cell door. Hoo-hoo, sealed shut. But sealed shut. I penguin walk around the bathroom trying to figure out what to do and think to myself, please, oh please don't let me get the urge to poop. My head may pop off. What can I do to melt the wax? Hot water. Hot water melts wax, right? I'll run the hottest water I can stand in the bathtub, then I'll get in, immerse the wax-covered bits, the wax will melt off, I can gently wipe it, right? Wrong. I get in the tub. The water is slightly hotter than that used to torture prisoners of war or sterilize surgical equipment. I sit. Now, the only thing worse than having your nether regions glued together is having them glued together and then glued to the bottom of the tub in scalding hot water. Which, by the way, doesn't melt cold wax. So now I'm stuck to the bottom of the tub as though I had cement epoxied myself to the porcelain. God bless the man who had convinced me a few months ago to have a phone put in the bathroom. I called my friend thinking surely she's waxed before. She has some secret on how to get me undone. It's a great conversation starter. So my butt and hoo-ha are glued together to the bottom of the tub. There's a slight pause. She doesn't know any secret tricks for removal, but she does try to hide her laughter from me. She wants to know exactly where the wax is located. Are we talking cheeks or hoo-ha? She's laughing out loud by now. I can hear her. I give her the rundown, and she suggests I call the number on the side of the box. Yeah, right. I should be the joke of someone else's night. While we go through various solutions, I resort to scraping the wax off with a razor. Now, nothing feels better than to have your girly goodies covered in hot wax, glued shut, stuck in the tub to super hot water, and then dry shaving sticky wax off. By now, the brain's not working. Dignity has taken a major hike, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need post-traumatic stress counseling for this event. My friend is still talking with me when I finally see my savings grace. The lotion they give you to remove the excess wax. I mean, what do I really have to lose at this point? I rub some on and, oh my God! The scream probably woke the kids and scared the crap out of my friend. It's so painful, but I really don't care. It works. It works. I get a hearty congratulation from my friend, and she hangs up. I successfully remove the remainder of all the wax and then notice, to my grief and despair, the hair is still there. All of it. So I recklessly shave it off. Heck, I'm numb by now. Nothing hurts. I could have amputated my own leg at this point. Next week, I'm going to try hair color. So it's nice to see some people laughing who's heard that many times before, and some people that are new might have laughed at this as something new. But it's always great because of all the things we girls go through. And just so you guys understand something, next time you think we're going out Dutch treating with you, we'd be more than delighted. And when we sit down and the dinner bill comes from $140 for the two for dinner, we'll just explain. I spent $100 on my nails and feet. I spent $175 on my hair. I spent this on the dress and the rest of it. So you owe me $185 for dinner, okay? So that's the way it is. That's going to be the Dutch treat in the future. Absolutely. I'm telling you, I'm done with that. So, Catboy, you ready to get up here and do your gig?
Sure. All right,
Catboy. Let's give Catboy a big applause and get Catboy up
The
here.
Catboy.
And if there's anybody else who wants to get up here, just let me know, and we'll
All right.
ignore you. No.
No. Let's see if I can make it.
All right.
Here we go.
Whoa, look at
Turn
you.
around.
Holy mackerel.
Catboy is
You-
in the pink.
You look like, Cracker Jacks, you get a surprise. You look like a surprise comes in a tampon box.
Trying to
A
turn
waxy one.
around. I'm trying ever so slightly to turn around.
Yeah,
Oh,
turn
man.
around. There you go. All right.
I can't even
Nice
move my
shoes.
camera right now.
I know.
This outfit is all Bear Rose from head to toe, the whole thing, the shoes, everything.
They're great.
little-
They're so great.
I love Joan. She I swear to God, she's a little woman who lives in my head. And just makes things. I swear to God.
Can we TMI that, Catboy?
Okay.
That's more than
I have a
needed
public
to know.
service announcement for everybody. Australia is going to be on a public holiday this Thursday, which is tomorrow for most of us, Wednesday. So if you have to call them for, like, I don't know, like a service call because your boomerang didn't come back, your fostered beer is a little too flat, they do intend to be drunk. You've been warned. Oh, everyone's talking about Boston. Did anybody hear recently that in Canada, the RCMP thwarted a terrorist
Yes.
attack in Canada by capturing 2 Iranians who were planning to bomb the Via Rail train, which is for the better because the next time Via Rail derails and crashes, you don't want them using Iran as a scapegoat. And we will be interrogating. And I'll give you an example. In the United States, when you interrogate someone, they waterboard them. And in Canada, they take them down to like Gitmo Bay, and they waterboard them. In Canada, we take them to Prince Edward Island, and we force them to listen to Celine Dion until they crack.
And that
We know that we've gone too far when they start humming along to the music. Like they're enjoying it. Now I'm trying to res a picture here for everybody. Come on. I can't even edit this. Come on. Turn it.
Yeah.
Edit,
Good luck.
please. Oh, nope. It just disappeared. Come on. Come on. And edit. And rotate. I should have did this before actually, but come on, turn this off. Get this thing out of the way.
Sounds like a sex technique. Edit and rotate.
No, rotate. It's not working. You're gonna need lube or something.
I see a red and blonde. Is it Lauren?
Okay, now there's a picture of Celine Dion, which is just.
And
But
a
anyway,
baby?
what happened? Yeah, with a baby. Now, what happened is somebody who was falsely. There was a man who was falsely accused who was released by Canadian intelligence. His name was Abdul Malik. He was questioned by the press on his recent release from Prince Edward Island. He was asked, what is it like to stay in Canadian custody? And he responded by singing 3 choruses of My Heart Will Go On, and immediately left to book a photo studio to take shitty pictures of himself posing with babies. Okay, now recently in Canada, we had a passing of a famous person, a woman by the name of Rita McNeil, and I'm going to turn this thing around again to show you a picture of Rita. She was a famous singer. She worked with Anne Murray and a bunch of other Canadians. And she said, now this is a true story, she said in her
That's
final
Celine
wishes...
Dion?
No, this is Rita McNeil. No, that's Celine Dion after she ate Anne Murray. It's a picture of Dion after she consumed Anne Murray. Now this is a true story. In her final wishes, Rita McNeil said that she wanted to be cremated and left in one of her teapots, 2 if necessary. Okay. I was at the gym today, and one of the gentlemen was working there, and he was bragging that he's going to Brazil for both the FIFA World Cup, that's soccer for everyone who's not in Europe, and he's also going to Brazil for the Olympics that is happening just a couple of years later. So this is somebody who likes to travel all around the world to go to exotic places to spend thousands of dollars to stand in line. That's his kick. Good for him. Live the dream. That's the bucket list right there. I want to stand in line. Must be British, actually.
You could go to Disneyland.
Let's cue everybody. Oh, yes. Now, I got some bad news where I live recently. I'm kind of way out on the west end of the city where I live, and the bus that goes by my house is basically, if I don't have a car, that thing is my lifeline to the world. And now I hear they want to shut it down because not enough people are using it, and the city's complaining. They're saying every time the bus goes through, the bus is empty, and I'm saying that's bullshit. Look, every time I ride the bus, there's always at least one other person there. The driver. Yeah. So what are you talking about? Darn it. Yeah. Did anyone read about Toronto's Mayor Ford? You know who that is? This some big fat guy keeps putting his foot in his mouth. He can't be out of the press for more than 5 minutes at a time. And just recently, he just, during accusations of being a methodical ass grabber, he said that he invited women to come to his office so he could teach them about politics. It's not really.
Please.
Yeah, I know. So I think in re-election, Ford's going to get schooled by women that it's a bad idea to marginalize half your voter base. So, good luck with that. Now, there was one last thing I wanted to talk about, and it's about Second Life. Now, there was something I did not know about Second Life, about Tuesday mornings. I'm almost never up early on a Tuesday, and I never get on Second Life, but I was today. Now, a lot of people say that Second Life is actually not a game. But I dispute that. There is a game I like to play on Second Life. Well, actually, I don't like it, but I play it whether I like it or not. And it's called, Can You Gather Up All the Shit That You Left in a Sandbox Before the Rolling Restart Gets You? Huh? That's one of the most fun things that I had to play this morning. Now, this morning, I was in the middle of a Sculpey build, an in-world Sculpey build. I don't know if you know what that is. But if you were just building something and a rolling restart's coming your way, whoop-de-doo. All you got to do is just gather up all your stuff and put it in your inventory, and you're fine. That doesn't work when you're doing a Sculpey. If you're in Sculpey, if you gather up all the slices that are making the Sculpey and you put it in your inventory, when you take it out later on, all the information is lost. So you either save it, you know, with a note card, or you get it to say it in real world, or it's gone. All the work that you've been doing, and I was at this thing for a couple hours, and then bam, it was like rolling restart in 3 minutes, and I'm oh shit, I gotta run, oh god, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? And from that point on, it's kind of like, did anyone see the very first scene from Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark? Remember when he's playing with the idol, and he misses the idol, and it's like, da 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 da. What do I do? Do I say the note card, or do I say the slices of open dog? Which one's faster? Throw me the idol, I throw you the whip! I go, press save slices. It won't. Oh no, it's not gonna work. There's too much lag. Rolling restart, 2 minutes. So I press the button to save the note card, and then I have. But when you do that, you have to wait for the server to send me the URL in open chat. So you're just sitting there, and it's kind of like waiting for an elevator when a serial killer is coming to get you. Or worse, like, rolling restart, 1 minute. Oh no! This is a part of Raiders of the Lost Ark where the giant boulder is coming down the hill, and you're going, oh God, please, just give me the URL! Right? And just at the last second, the very last second, bam! The URL appears. Yes! Now, do you remember at the very end of that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, when you got out of that tomb, there was a Frenchman there waiting for him who took the idol away from him? Well, that's what happened to me, because I got logged out of Second Life before I had a chance to copy the URL in open chat. Once again, Dr. Jones, we see that there is nothing you can possess which I cannot take away. Now all I need is for all of you to strip down to a bunch of half-naked savages and chase me out of the sim because you didn't like the story. Stop the plane, Jack! Stop the plane! And that's it for tonight.
Oh, bravo! Wow, that's fantastic. That's great.
Yay.
That's great. I'll tell you, I've got a new diet I'm working on. Yeah. Diets are important. This one's really great. I lost 30 pounds on the reduced joy diet. Richard Pryor. How many people remember Richard Pryor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's a couple great little lines from Richard Pryor, right? Friends take up time, so I didn't have time. Sure, I have friends, plenty of friends, and they all come around wanting to borrow money. I've been generous with my friends and family with money, but selfish with the important stuff like love. When you ain't got no money, you got to have an attitude. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, I always said I would be in the movies one day, and damned if I didn't make it. Yep. Yeah. Hawaii is the best form of comfort for me. When I die, I want to be cremated, and I want half my ashes spread in the Pacific around the island and the rest on the property. I don't know what that says, but he was nearly cremated himself, if you all remember that, right?
Oh, yes. He was freebasing and caught fire. That was before Michael Jackson made it popular.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you, the way these things are going in these airplanes, how many's flown on a plane in recent time? And you get in a plane, the seats are so close together that if you're 5'7", your knees are sticking through the damn seat. If you're any taller than that, I don't know how you sit on a plane, right? So, I thought, like all these planes always want to do something special, to try to make you not think you're crazy sitting in the thing. So they, some of them, they give you out peanuts and stuff like that. But I have the answer for Coach. International Coach. You know what you got to do? Get Michael Jackson's doctor on board. Man, that whole flight could be so different.
Everyone's going to be jacked up on ketamine.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah. How many of you remember, when you came in, maybe even now in Second Life, you clicked on something, to build it or whatever, and these arrows came up. What are they? They're red, blue, and what's the other color arrow? Green. Right?
Green.
Right. Mm-hmm. There you go. Red, blue, and green. Those aren't even the primary colors. Why didn't they make them red, blue, and yellow? No, they made them red, blue, and green. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, I can't even click on an arrow. I click on the red arrow, and the thing goes in the opposite direction of where I thought it was going to go, you know? Remember that? When you're putting a poster on the wall in your house, and all of a sudden, you don't know where it went. Could have gone to another sim. It just fucking disappeared. You can't find it ever again. Yeah, and then you got to take like 3 fingers and do some sort of pretzel trick if you want to make it bigger or smaller, and then people had to teach you how you could click 2 of them together, and then you could slide and make 4, and then you could click that and make 8. You click that and make 16, and then you get a message that you can't click anymore because A, it's not on your sim, and B, it's too many prims. Yeah. Yeah. I remember the first time that I tried to put animations in a Zao. I remember that. I said, oh, fuck, I should go to China and learn how to do this, you know? I took out the instruction manual for how to load a Zao and the instruction manual on how to make a jet propulsion engine. Guess what? I got a jet propulsion engine in the house. Do you think anybody ever told their first life partner, you know, sex is better in Second Life? You know, wouldn't that be great?
That'll go down well.
Yeah, I once told my parents, you know, in First Life, I looked at them one day and I said, I want you to know, I think I could have done better. And I meant it with yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I ran into Phil.
Hey, did you know sex is hereditary?
Yes. Yeah.
If your parents didn't have it, you won't either.
Oh, bravo. Well put. Yeah. Yeah. How many of you walking around in First Life now like your Second Life AO? That's interesting, huh? Especially for some of us.
Yeah, okay. That would be a bit difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. So here were some basic instructions that came with a pair of shoes that I went to buy here in Second Life. It said, you know, different shapes. The shoes may appear differently than you wish. So it says, right-click yourself. Choose the Appearance tab. A window will open called Appearance. In the closed row is a label tab called Pants. Choose it. The first setting of the pants length, pull the button until the pants length is on you is comfortable. Right-click the shoe part of your lower leg. Choose the tab Edit. You should see 3 arrows and 3 colors. Pull the blue arrow up or down until it fits under the part of your foot. Let me tell you what happened to that fucking pair of shoes, okay? Do you remember when Sculpties came along and you tried to edit it? And that was it. You could never get it back the way it was. It was like, okay. Yeah. Dr. Fran makes stuff. Yeah, so she knows some of this. Right, some of it's great. Do you ever feel guilty about having virtual sex? Anybody in this room ever feel guilty about that? I only feel guilty in First Life. Yeah. I could have done better. No. You ever say that to your partner? You know, I could have done better.
Yeah, I could have gone to a furry stand.
Right, exactly. Yeah. How many of you have fetish clothing you haven't worn in a while, huh? Remember when you asked shopping for that stuff? Unbelievable, right? Yeah. What is the following you do least occasionally in Second Life? Bondage, dominance, gender play, threesomes, S&M. And the last one is sex with furries. By the way, in that vote, gender play came in last, okay? Just so you know. Furries beat gender play.
Oh, no. Figures.
This is a good one. Do you climax in First Life around the same time your avatar climaxes in Second Life? Yes, always. That was about 10% of the people answered that, which got to be really interesting. Yes, usually, about 20% said that. Yes, occasionally, 26% said that. Rarely, 13% said that. Never, 8% said that. And what is a climax? 24% answered that. We have Tamara Hayden coming up in 12 minutes. Hey, Tamara, you're in the house here, right?
Tamara is in the
I
house.
love Tamara. She is just so fabulous. You know,
We love you, Tamara.
Anybody who's not heard her sing, let me tell you something. No matter how bad this comedy is, you're in store for the best time of your life when you hear her. She's incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right?
Yay.
So back to the bad jokes. Do you have virtual sex only with someone with whom you're in a relationship? Yes, I have just one sexual partner, 24%. This was great. Yes, I'm committed to a polyamorous relationship. What the fuck does that mean?
Polyamorous?
Yeah. Many
But
lovers. I'm
you're
committed
having
to a
sex
many
with
lovers.
Pollyanna from Disney
Pollyanna.
World or something?
Yeah. No, I'm not in a single committed relationship, 42%. No, I'm in a committed relationship, but we both agreed we'd sleep with other people. That was 13%.
We can commit to sleep with somebody else. Well, that's a commitment.
Yeah. And last, 3% answered, no, I'm in a committed relationship, but I sleep around anyhow.
Okay. Commitment is so relative.
Yeah, it's so relative, right? Only in West Virginia.
Yes! Rem shot!
Yeah, so everybody having a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's one. Dear Diary. This is her diary. Dear Diary, I thought my husband was acting weird. We had made plans to meet at a bar to have a drink. I was shopping with my friends all day long, so I thought he was upset at the fact that I was a bit late. But he made no comment on it. Conversation wasn't flowing. So I suggested that we go somewhere quiet so we could talk. He agreed, but he didn't say much. I asked him what was wrong, and he said nothing. I asked him if it was my fault, that he was upset. He said he wasn't upset, that it had nothing to do with me, and not to worry about it. On the way home, I told him I loved him. He smiled slightly and kept driving. I can't explain his behavior. I don't know why he didn't say I love you too. When we got home, I felt as if I'd lost him completely, as if he wanted nothing to do with me anymore. He just sat there quietly and watched TV. He continued to seem distant and absent. Finally, with silence all around us, I decided to go to bed. About 15 minutes later, he came to bed, and to my surprise, he responded to my caress, and we made love. But I still felt that he was distracted. His thoughts were somewhere else. He fell asleep. I cried. I don't know what to do. I'm almost sure that his thoughts were with someone else. My life's a disaster. His diary. My boat wouldn't start today, but at least I got laid. Okay.
That's so typical.
Yeah. I ran into Pink Slip Linden the other day.
Pink slip.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know all these new things that they're trying to make us do. I mean, people are doing Instagrams and Facebook and, you know, does anybody have a fucking job? I mean, what the hell is going on in our society? You know, in the Caucasus, they're making pressure cooker bombs. I mean, come on, we could do something. You know, if we try, we could, don't you think? Yeah. Yeah, so... Here's another one. What are your genders in first and second life? Male in first life, male in second life, 18%. Female in first life, female in second life, 53%. Male in first life, female in second life, 11%. I think some people weren't telling the truth, okay? This must have been before voice. Female in first life, male in second life, 1%, okay? There you go. Women, female in first life, male in second life, 1%. How about that? Male in first life, both in second life, 5%. That's interesting. Female in first life, both in second life, 6.5%. Other, I don't know what that means. That was 3.2%. But I'd rather not say with 1.6%. Right, I'm a plant. Right, I mean other. What's other?
I am a meat popsicle.
Yeah, here's one. How does your first life partner feel about your second life sex life? What first life partner? That was 37%. She or he knows and is cool with it. That was 35%. She or he knows and isn't really very crazy about the idea. That was 3%. She or he doesn't know and probably wouldn't be cool with it. That's 15%. She or he doesn't know but probably wouldn't mind. It's 5%. She or he doesn't know and isn't sleeping with me anyhow. That's 5%. Now, with all this lag, usually I wait another 2 minutes to come off stage, but I'm going to come off stage now so that Tamara can get set up because we have an unbelievable amount of lag in here tonight. Come on, Tamara. I can do the rest of the show from down here, and then Jay Wheels will tell us when everything's running. And look who's here. By the way, we have a very important person here, okay? Yes, it's you. No, Aisha is here from Solace Beach Estates, where Tamara plays regularly, and there's a lot of great music there. There are a lot of people that have places. Charlize Belleck, she's got a whole big thing going on for Relay for Life, and she can type that in if she wants and tell you all about all the different people that are playing there. There's Hippie Bowman. Now, Hippie Bowman sells marijuana. I'll give you the SIM address if you'd like that.
All right.
Thank you, Lauren.
I'll be paying a visit to him.
You know, I love it, though. You know, there was somebody here in Second Life, you know, said that there was a SIM that sold marijuana. Did any of you ever go there? There was a place that actually sold weed in Second Life for you to smoke, right? So I went with somebody. And I realized I had to defriend that person because they said they were getting high. I said, fuck this, they're crazy. You can't really get high doing this stuff. So those of you who this is your first time ever being here, now you know what a show without a show is like. This is like Seinfeld, but in Second Life, right? We don't know what's happening at all. Yeah, exactly. And any of you can always come up and try yourself out and give a couple of comedy hits and see what happens, and you'd be surprised, you know. Oh, look at what we got here. What's this bill? What is all that here? Oh, that's from Charlize. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyhow, how many of you, you know why you're in Second Life, you know? Yeah, this is actually a test. It's an electronic drug. All right? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you want to know, take a look at your res date. That's really the date you were finally committed. Okay.
I've been on every day.
Yeah, I can click on anybody's profile, and I can see. Look, I'm going to click on Fane's profile. I'll know right away why. You know what her ailment was. Let's see. Her ailment is, I believe that laughing is the best calorie burner. Okay, there you go. So she's in here for a diet. She's in the Second Life diet, right? Your dress day is next Tuesday? Yes.
What if we have alts? Then what does that mean?
Well, yeah.
We're all crazy.
Right. Actually, it's very interesting about alts, okay? I have to wonder about this. Did you ever run into one of your alts and not know it was your alt? I mean, that could happen. You know, if you could partner an alt by accident, you know? I mean... Yeah. How many? I don't have an alt. I do have an alt. I created an alt about 4 or 5 years ago on Thanksgiving when everybody was partnering and things were going on. His name is J.W. Clip, and I created him, and I got it far enough to buy him a pair of jeans, some good hair, and left him with 500 lindens in his pocket. By now, he's probably married and has 4 kids. What happened to Second Life babies when people don't want them anymore? Where do they go? I mean, that should be really, that's terrible. Right? Any of you guys still camming up us girls still? I mean, because if you're camming up in mesh, man, it's really not good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, whoa.
Oh, where did it go?
Where'd it go? See? That's
Where'd it go?
Where did it go?
Honesty, I love it. Jay Wheels, you'll tell us when it's all rocking and rolling, right?
She is ready when you are, Lauren.
All right, let's turn it over. We can turn it right over to her now. She's so good. All right, let's give a big hand to Tamara. Thank you so very much for making a wonderful evening again on Tuesday. And now we'll come out of voice. Good night.
Quick reload. And then